Welcome. Welcome to this practice of Yoga Nidra. Welcome to rest and to be nourished. You're invited now to make yourself as comfortable as possible. So for the next 20 minutes, if it feels good for you, maybe lying down on your back with your arms on the side of your body, with your feet flopping out to the sides, or any other position that might feel nice and nourishing for you today. Checking that you are warm enough, that you have a cushion, perhaps a support under your knees, and an eye pillow might be nice too. And that you can be as undisturbed as it is possible. And during this practice you can hear my voice with some moments of silence in between. And knowing that if you would like to move at any point during the practice, that you're welcome to do so. Because this practice is for you. So any way that feels good for you, that is the way to do it, the way to be. So just checking now, maybe at this point there would be still some movements you'd like to do. Maybe just make that final adjustments. Just checking if you could just do the smallest little adjustment to make yourself that little bit more comfortable. You're welcome to do that. And knowing that if you would need to move during the practice, you can easily settle in, no problem. Easily settle in back in. Easily, as this practice is for you. So settling in now and settling in now for this practice of Yoga Nidra in this circle of sisters, in this virtual circle of belonging. In this virtual circle of belonging, calling in nurture, rest, support, wisdom and guidance. And this as an invitation now for you to bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your awareness to your breath now as it effortlessly and delightfully moves in through your nostrils and out through your nostrils, all the way in and all the way out. All the way in, nourishing, and all the way out, releasing, slightly cooler on the inhale. And could you notice that your breath is a bit warmer on the exhale, and just a bit warm as you exhale, as your body is resting here now on the great big vast mother, the great big Mother Earth, your body resting, the earthly home of your soul resting here on top of the loving mother. Perhaps it would be delightful and nourishing to take a deep breath in now, and maybe you'd like to let out a big sigh, just sinking back in, sinking into the earth and feeling maybe at this point all the points of contact with the floor and all of the places and all of the spaces in between. Could you feel that? And perhaps you could even invite in a yawn. Even in a yawn. Knowing that there isn't anywhere else to be at this moment than here. There's nowhere that you need to be, nowhere that you need to go, and nothing that needs to be done. In fact, just being here, just the way you are today is enough. Just the way you are, you're so welcome here. Gently and sweetly resting here on top of the great big mother in her loving embrace. Knowing that you are lovingly and gently held in this embrace, while you are replenished and nourished from the rest. Lying here in the big circle of sisters, in a great circle of belonging under the same vast, expansive night sky. Lying here on top of this earth, underneath the very same moon, the very same new moon. And there's an invitation now to bring your awareness to your heart space. Could you notice the back of your heart space, the front of your heart space, your heart space, the seat of your soul? And perhaps as you are resting here and noticing your heart space, could you listen in? Could you listen in to an inner guidance at this time? Inner guidance at this time of the new moon. New moon, new beginnings, new intentions for the next cycle, perhaps for the next weeks, months, even. Setting intentions, listening to an inner wisdom. This might arise in a form of colors, words, or perhaps even an animal. Anyhow, it comes or doesn't come, it's good, and just being here is enough. Just being here resting really is enough. You're so welcome here. Could you with gentleness just listen in, just listening in, being there with your heart space. Welcome. Welcoming yourself home. And bringing your awareness, could you bring your awareness to your eyebrow center, and with tenderness see this place being bathed in silver light of the new moon, and then letting go. And as we are journeying around this body, could you be repeating this at each point of the journey, and then letting go from the beginning of the journey at the eyebrow center, softly gliding over to the throat and the right shoulder, side of the right elbow, inside of the right wrist, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, little finger. All the 5 fingers of the right hand being bathed and illuminated by the silver light. And letting go as we travel up to the right wrist, the right elbow, front of the right shoulder, and all the way up to the throat. Bathed in healing, renewing, nourishing light. Could you glide over to the left shoulder, inside of the left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, all of the 5 fingers of the left hand now, bathing in the silver light and continuing the journey inside the left wrist, inside left elbow, front left shoulder, and all the way up to the throat. Silver light bathing the throat and sweetly rolling down to the center of the breastbone, bathing in silver light, left breast, back over to the breastbone, and right breast now, bathed in silver light. And as we are effortlessly gliding over to the center of the breastbone, and as the journey continues, flowing down now to the navel point, the navel point being bathed in this luscious, fortifying light. The navel point and pubic bone, and over to the right hip bone, and journeying towards the right knee, right ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe and fifth toe, all of the 5 toes of the right foot being bathed and illuminated as we continue flowing upwards to the right ankle, right knee, right hip, pubic bone, and all the way over to the left hip, bathing in light, bathing in silver light from the moon, the left knee, left ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, all of the 5 toes of the left foot bathing, flowing up to the left ankle, left knee, left hip, pubic bone, and navel, illuminating the navel point and journeying up to the center of the breastbone, throat and eyebrow center, silver light illuminating the eyebrow center, illuminating the eyebrow center. And how would it be like to bring your awareness now to the body resting? Your body resting, illuminated like the starry sky above. Resting here on this great big body of the earth, Mother Earth, under the big night sky. Under this new moon, your body resting on top of the great Mother under the sky in this sacred circles of sisters, resting under this very same sky, perhaps sensing a feeling of tender love and healing. Could you sense a tender love? Healing and acceptance of all that was, and all that is, and all that will be in this moment now. How would that be like? Feeling the heaviness of the body resting and the lightness of the breath coming and going. Could you invite for these senses to be present at the same time? A sense of sinking in, letting go, and a sense of weightlessness as you rest here practicing Yoga Nidra. Inhaling light and exhaling heaviness. Inhaling light and exhaling heaviness. Could you allow for all these sensations to be present at this very moment? How would that feel like? And how would it be like to let this whole body be embraced and blanketed by the Great Mother underneath the vast sky and space above? Being in this cosmic embrace as you lie there on the surface that you are lying upon, in this healing, supportive and re-energizing embrace. Could you feel the energy in your body? Your body illuminated and energized by the new moon. And feeling all of the points of contact with the floor and all of the spaces in between the body and the surface you are lying upon. And perhaps you could bring your awareness now to your heart center. Your heart center, a homecoming to yourself. A homecoming to yourself. Could you perhaps listen in to any guidance arising from the heart space? Perhaps there could arise a sense of a belonging and a sense of knowing that all is well and that the universe is letting everything unravel just at the right time. Just at the right time. And could you see a path being illuminated? Could there be a path being illuminated as things unravel, and could you feel safe? Could you feel safe and held at this time, here and now? That all is well, both inside and outside your body. And everything is just the way it's supposed to be. Could there be a welcoming for all of this in your heart now, in your heart space? Perhaps a sense of belonging and belonging to the self and to this earth, in this time and space, resting here in this sacred circle of rest and nourishment, sacred circle of sisters in the arms of the Great Mother herself. Perhaps there could arise a sense of inner warmth, lightness of being, joy, and who knows, maybe a little inner smile and a sense of well-being. And as we are slowly approaching the end of this practice of Yoga Nidra now, how would it be like to feel yourself having rested and to invite all of the sounds to be heard that can be heard? All of the sounds far, far away at the furthest reaches. And the sounds near, even the sound of your breath now. Even the sound of your breath as it comes and goes, and inviting all the tastes that can be tasted to be present in the mouth, welcoming all of the tastes. Perhaps you could swirl your tongue around in your mouth. And inviting all of the smells that can be smelled now. All of the smells. What could be smelled? As we are coming now to the end of this practice of Yoga Nidra, perhaps you could bring in some movement into the body. Maybe you'd like to invite a yawn and a stretch. And moving in any way that feels good for you. Any way that feels good for you today. Moving and stretching and yawning. And perhaps you'd like to roll over to your side. Rolling over to your side, maybe rubbing your hands together. Maybe you'd like to touch all of the fingers in turn to your thumb. And becoming fully present in your body, in the space where you have been resting and practicing Yoga Nidra. This practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. I thank you for listening. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be.